And we're back. We're just gonna head down and look around for some more redstone so we can finish this first machine.
Looking around town.
Around town.
Basically, we are just gonna actually find an actual cave this time. Well,
not in the desert, because there's no caves in the desert.
Shut up. Dude, it's the Cactus Garden.
You know, I should just let you do crap like this.
Yeah.
Well, why was that a good idea when you died last time on a cactus?
What?
Why are you going into the desert? There's grass over there.
Well, okay.
Okay, and don't jump. It uses way too much sprint bar. And you are not good on food. You should eat that flesh. Rotten flesh. Oh, you left it. Okay. Eat that sheep. Go, chicken!
Chicken! Yay! I thought you just hated chickens.
I thought you just hated chickens. Sheep in a tree. Cow!
I hate cows.
Well, then I bet you hate the vache which means the cow that laughs.
Why is there rubber? There's not rubber here.
You put that one down.
Oh, yeah.
Derpy walrus! Derpy walrus!
For those of you guys who don't know what he's referring to, you will see a few videos down the road when I'm actually playing on my account. You'll see quite the derpy walrus. So I guess we can turn that off.
You can also remove it, but you can also just keep it off. It's fine. No, don't remove it.
Remove?
Just fucking go!
Yay! Okay.
Now we all get his whom.
Boom.
Don't jump.
Oh yeah.
Eat the chicken.
Chicken.
Because I know you hate chickens. I can't believe we can't find any caves. Derpy squid.
Hey. Okay, we're back. Found a cave. Yay. Okay, here we go. Ah!
Oh, he fought him. They're fighting. Who's gonna win?
Wait, they fight each other?
Yeah, because he hit him.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
I'm betting on the one that's winning, actually. I'm betting on the one that's winning. You better kill him. Oh.
I'm ready to kill you.
Go. I'm betting on this one.
Alright, here we go.
$20.
Dude, this is epic.
Epic
sauce.
Epic.
Oh god. Now I have to actually go and do some work here.
A whole bunch of work.
That was a lot of work, you guys.
Brought to you by Skeleton Brawls.
Okay, so now basically we go into the
depths of the
into this.
See, look, in normal Minecraft you'd see this coal. In the Tekkit you'd see this copper, some coal, some lava, the emeralds. Mine. Lava. There was no light. Now there's light.
I guess it was just glitching or something.
See my light rendering technique. Yeah, let's go towards the one with...
How come your lava isn't moving? What?
Dude, remember how I have no frames?
Oh, yeah.
I turn everything off.
Okay. Dude, if we start making money, we need to invest in a... Damn it.
By the way, another really cool thing about Tekkit is when you use... let's say you have a bunch of like stone in inventory. And you're placing them down, and then every time in Minecraft you have to re-go to your inventory and place them down. In Tekkit, it takes the most commonly associated block and puts it in that slot in your hotbar. So he dropped his pick, and his other pick went into that slot.
Yay!
So it makes building a lot more convenient.
Basically, Tekkit was designed by a fatty. A lazy person.
What? I love the people who made Tekkit. Donate to the modders.
Yeah, dude, I love them too. I'm glad they did this. I'm just saying it's kind of a lazy idea.
Well, it's just time. They wanted to make it.
Well, we got to
This is gonna be number 6. You know that, right? You know, the crafting table is the only thing with as well as.
Burn the chicken.
Eduardo, no! You know, the crafting table and the chest are the only things in the game that catch fire that don't actually burn.
That is...
So, like, you literally you put a crafting table next to lava, and every once in a while it'll just burst into flames, and you're just like, oh, that's cute.
Well, I didn't know that.
This is so, like, primitive. I have this, the dark matter pick, you literally right click on an ore, a vein of ore, and it all just comes to you, and you get it all.
Dude,
it's fucking amazing.
I want a dark matter pick.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, I guess that was a pretty quick cave.
Pretty fucking quick. Yeah. Let's go find another one.
Yep. All right, well, cave mining's fun, but we seriously need to find some crap, man.
You're still out of food. Yeah, you make a furnace.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a furnace, actually.
Oh, look, another cave, yeah.
Oh, look, another cave. Alright. I'm just gonna get some materials for a furnace.
You left your crafting table behind again. 7, 6.
And you even told me I was gonna leave it. Oh, man, that was...
Oh, coal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you left that coal. That counts as 7.
Break it with the bone. Break it with the bone.
Break it with the bone. Bone, 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 bone. I guess
that's
that's what they call it, have a boner, I guess.
I always feel bad about leaving torches in a mine that I'll never go to again. Oh my god, this is...
Diary with Colton. I always feel bad about leaving torches behind. I have feelings and it takes so long.
Dude, this is a serious cave system.
By the way, that's marble.
Yes, this is marble. It's basically the only thing it's good for is making really pretty stuff.
It's the new stone, and it looks better. I like it, and I like going through tunnels with them. It's like the entire tunnel is like marble. It looks so much cooler. Go mine stuff, bro. Stop passing.
I just like torching everything just because I'm a little bit scared of cows.
You know they spawn in light, right?
I mean creepers.
Creepers. They're both creepers.
Dude, they are both creepers.
Hey, we found the exit.
See, I'm 2 blocks above it, so it can't see me.
There's 2 of them. Does that count as 2 blocks?
Wait, but it does see me. They changed it in Tekkit. No.
No.
I have a sword.
They can't get up. There's 2 blocks.
Yay.
Alright, let's go mine stuff,
Alright,
bro.
mining stuff.
I feel like you're gonna like leave a ton of stuff behind.
Alright, iron, we need that, especially for the so we can get the refined iron, so that we can make the iron furnace, so that we can do stuff.
And the fact that iron is like the most used thing in the game.
And ooh, look. This is really cool.
Uranium.
We're not gonna be using this right now, uranium, but I hear it's really useful later in the game when you
it's useful all the time. It's 4,000 EMC.
Okay, well, that's when you get the equivalent exchange going, but...
By the way, for future reference, I'm actually talking to Falling mostly here. We are not doing equivalent exchange till later on. Except for a condenser. And some tools.
I've actually not really dabbled in equivalent exchange too much. I mean, I've done a lot with the condenser.
You passed a whole bunch of crap, bro. And you're about to starve to death. Make that furnace.
Okay, yeah, time to make a furnace.
Can't believe you use hot. I'm sure I won't forget it in the hole. Because now it's flush with the floor.
It's a nice place to put it.
Nice decor. Put the furnace behind you. And then the other hole.
In the other hole. See, look at that. Look at that. That looks nice.
That's what you do in your house to save room. Not in the middle of a cave.
Look, we already got coal. So now we just need... Wait, what were we doing?
Food.
Oh, yeah, food.
Why are we burning our iron? We don't need it yet. Oh my god.
Okay. Well.
Jump cut.
Hey, we got the chicken.
Chicken.
And that's good. Close enough.
Close enough.
Ramsey says I left a ton of crap here.
Yeah. Remember all that stuff?
Oh, hey.
I didn't see that, but is that? No, that's not tungsten. By the way, tungsten is amazing.
Aside from the fact that you can't use it for anything, aside from equivalent exchange, but
it's 16,000 EMC, bro. If anybody hasn't used equivalent exchange yet, we'll go over that in another video. But basically, everything has a certain energy number. Cobblestone is 1. Diamonds are 8,192. Everything has a value, and you can put like a diamond in a condenser, make 8,192 cobblestone, or it takes 8,192 cobblestone to make a diamond. It's really cool when you have a bunch of random crap you don't need, and you can just put it away.
Yep.
But we'll go more into that later.
And that's basically all I know about equivalent exchange.
That's all anybody knows. That and the Swiftle's Reningale. Best item ever.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't? It's like it's
Let's
a
see
ring.
if I can sneak attack this creeper. Oh, that was pretty skillish right there.
The fact that it didn't die.
I made it scared, I bet.
Oh.
It's like, oh my god.
Oh, Nelly.
What hit me? Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't. Go back to the big entrance of the cave. This is why I dig everything.
You dig everything?
I dig it. Dig it? You dig it.
Isn't Dig It like another game or something?
Dig Dug?
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug is amazing.
Dig It twice.
No, an amazing game on the Xbox Indie Arcade is fucking, what's it called? I think it's the hepatitis. If anybody gets that reference, I swear to God, I will pay you $10 if you're not scruffy. What is it called? Miner Dig Deep. Yeah, Miner Dig Deep. Fucking every time you jump in Miner Dig Deep, you go hep hep hep, and you're trying to jump out of the cave. Hep 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 hep.
Ooh, we got some really good stuff here.
By the way, this is ruby, not redstone. Oh, you got a lot.
Yeah, wow, this is a nice ruby vein. Usually you see them come in like veins of 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, basically rubies. There's rubies, emeralds, and sapphires have the same durability and they're used the same way. Basically, colorful tools. They don't last as long as diamond, but apparently there's they're between diamond and iron in strength.
Basically, the only thing that they cannot do that diamonds can do is break obsidian.
And bedrock.
And, well... Duh.